Morning.
Okay.
Air moving or?
Yeah, certainly. I could use a little air.
You're still red, right?
Yeah, I'm still hot.
Well, that's you guys. We'll approve, call the meeting to order and need to approve the agenda. Any changes or anything?
Oh, make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We need to approve the minutes of June 19th. Any changes or additions?
Minutes look fine from last week's meeting. Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, it carries. All right, claims.
Oh, I think the numbers I got were 600,854.10. And drainage was 33,351.31. That what you had?
Yes. I'll second that.
Okay. I got also, okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous motion carries.
That would-
All right.
To go with last week's comment from our engineer, they hadn't billed for a while on the rock, so quite a bit of that was rock that
Right. Got left off.
got left out of the billing cycle, so we're catching up to.
All right, now we have general public concerns.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
we got two then. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll do it. I'm just gonna take a minute. I just want to remind everybody about the 65 plus homestead credit that's available. In May, the governor's signed House File 718, establishing a homestead tax credit tax exemption for claimants 65 years of age or older, and you have until July 1st to sign that. So
We heard about this earlier.
yes.
Didn't you have to be 65 at the beginning of this year, or this calendar year?
Yeah.
So if you just turned 65, you have to wait till next year.
Right, but then they'll qualify for the next year.
Okay.
And once they sign and they still own their home and still live in their home, they don't have to resign.
So I've had questions which I didn't know how to answer. If both parties, only one has to be 65 if they're both
Correct.
co-owners.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's a kind of a press release on it, so can I give that to you guys?
Have we had good numbers coming up?
Phenomenal.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's
So the word's gotten out. Pretty good.
mhm. So that's all I have. I just wanted to remind everybody of that.
And that ends this
July
week,
1st.
July 1st.
I believe they will have, what is it, the 3rd, that's Monday?
Right?
They'll have the 3rd to sign since July 1st is on Saturday.
Okay.
So,
All right, well, reminder
That's
for
good
people that
reminder.
are 65, us that are hanging in the.
yeah, it's,
Leon was up here the day he heard about
I'm
it.
sure. One of the few times I wished I was 65.
yeah, I was sitting there and there's all these people coming in with birth dates.
Close-ish.
While ago.
Close to mine, you know, it's there's a lot of them out there, so
County's aging, that's for sure.
yeah, but it's good, so get it in here and sign it up. So,
All right.
Sounds
The military also is jumping, but you
Yeah.
don't have to sign for that.
right, that's just automatic. I think that's going to 4,000
Yes.
for the exemption. And that comes off the the taxable value. So, and so does the homestead. So
great.
that's all I have.
All right, thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Joel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Joel Goodell, Ward 3 Humboldt City Council member. I've been working with my constituents and people in the boat club, and we have a land sale that we're going to be talking about and approving some floodplain land that the city owns, and I have made it known to the rest of the council. We have not voted on it at this point, but I would like that money earmarked for dam restoration. And that's not cutting anything off of it. That's fixing what we have, starting the process of fixing what we have. I feel like there's money out there, not necessarily state money or federal money, but I think there's private individuals that are willing to support this. And so I'm looking for some direction from the Board of Supervisors, as you are whatever the situation is, whether you have control of it or whether you work with the county conservation, whatever it is, we would like some direction. And so that's why I'm here.
When you say we, is it the city? Are you speaking for the city or this group of
I have
people?
made it known to the city that that's what I would like, and I'm going to ask that it be put on the agenda for a vote.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, I ain't gonna do one thing until the city approves it next time.
Right, yeah, I agree.
So
Totally
when the city's all done with it, then come to us.
Okay.
Get it on the agenda so we can act on it.
Okay.
Well, I think what they're actually after is who owns the dam? The conservation board says they own it. Do we own it? Does the conservation board own it? Who owns it? Who's he supposed to go talk to?
Well, I think the conservation board owns it.
Mhm.
They are an entity.
But they own it, but they
You
own
like
it.
starting
They have
to
to
roads, you know, something.
Well, that's the way I tried to explain it, that actually it might be written towards the conservation board, but they are our representative, right? So anyway, long story short, they're still trying to figure out a way to make it work.
Because I'd be curious to know, is the full city board or council really for what you're proposing?
And that's why I said I made mention of it at our last meeting, and we didn't have a formal vote on it. But I wanted some
But
direction.
if you talked about it, what was the general feeling? I know you couldn't act on it, but the general
in the
feeling.
past, before I brought this up, has been that everybody wants to see something done with the dam. And they were all at these meetings. Everybody has been there, you know, throughout this whole thing, through this last, or 2021, when we started this in March. Pretty much all the council was there. We understand that it's an issue that's going to serve Humboldt more than any of the surrounding areas. But we also know that we're all in this together.
Mhm.
Whether it's the city and the county, it's all our community. I mean, money goes from us to all the other areas. I mean, this is one big pot of money that they're collecting through taxes and everything else for people. And all we want, and this is constituents, is we want to try and save it.
Mhm.
So I need some direction on what I can do with the city council, whether we leave, or whether we, you know, I don't know. I just want to know what you guys, what you gentlemen and ladies, give me some direction on what to do. If it's go to the city council and get it on the agenda, fine, I'll do that. We'll have a vote on it. But that's where it's at. I'd like to see that money earmarked for dam restoration. And my general feeling was that nobody seemed to be in support of it. They didn't say no. So I wanted to give them a little time to think about it. So that's why I brought it up to the last meeting. And I'm going to ask that it be put on the agenda for the next meeting. How many acres? 16.4 something.
This isn't in the dam area, it's down south.
It's further down. So south end.
Yeah.
It's floodplain land that can't be utilized for building, you know, building purposes, but there has been people that have expressed interest in purchasing it. It has been farmed in the past, but it wasn't conducive. The area that it's in is not conducive for much profitability, but it has been farmed in the past.
How do you
I think-
get to it? How do you get?
Well, if you go up to, I can't think of the street, but if you go up to Southwest 10th Street and you happen to know where Dick Nave lives, or, okay, there's a, right at where Jim Vermeer used to live, there's a driveway that goes down the hill, and Mason's built a house down there.
Right.
Well, this is the 16 acres that is south of that house that is now owned by Nick Johnson.
Okay, so you have a shared driveway, basically.
Well, the city owns I think it's the city, is that there's an easement on it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for letting us know. All right, Ben, you're up. Good morning.
Got a couple items on the agenda for today's meeting. The first is to approve pay voucher number 2 for project BROS CO46 parent 83. This is the bridge replacement up by Bode on Hawaii Avenue. This is paying them everything but retainage.
You mentioned this is done.
This is done. Yep. The only thing that we have yet to do is seed it.
Okay.
So
This is a 61, 57, 54 is the retainage. Is that the one I'm reading?
right. So we're paying the 10,209.66 over to the right. And the remainder would be that 61.57.
Yep.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve that pay voucher number 2.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, it carries. All right.
The second item that I've got on the agenda is to approve an application to work in the right of way for Clarence Delanoy for dust control down on Lone Tree Road. He's done it in the past. I spoke with his wife on the phone. They need to get us an updated copy of their insurance. The one that I have on file is expired, but otherwise the paperwork and everything is in order.
They're doing that themselves or are they hiring a company?
They're doing it themselves.
Okay.
There's probably somewhere between 6 and 10 people that do their own dust control throughout the county.
So will that request for the insurance be done before
they put
they
the
put the chemical
yes.
down?
Yeah.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the right of way for Clarence Delanoy for dust control. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, motion carries.
The last item that I have on the agenda is also an application to work in the right of way for Ron Oberhelman to do dust control from his place at 3275 110th Street East to Highway 17. It ends up being just over a mile.
What why he's doing it, but it's his own as well.
Yes, he'll be doing it his own. I have gotten his copy of his insurance. Ron's done it since before I sat in the chair, so he's done it for quite a while.
Well,
We know what they're using.
Ron, this is the first time that Ron will be switching over to the calcium chloride product just because of how expensive lignin has gotten. Okay, so.
Well, with all that, I'm making a motion to approve that application for Ronald McHelman for his dust control.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, carries. All right.
Did Dave Stockdale ever call you? Well, I ran into him and he was talking about, he must not have seen it in the paper. I said to call, I didn't.
Seen what in the paper?
The dust control, and I was just wondering about doing it out of his place.
On the list?
Yeah.
Yep.
I said to call out there and they could.
So he would get a hold of,
Is it
Wessels or Pro Co-op are the
That's
two main ones that are doing them.
Alright,
He might have missed the first go round,
right.
but
You know, he's on the abandoned road.
Yeah, it's a
But it
private
just wants the
drive.
drive done.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, he can get that done through them. That shouldn't be a problem. This morning, we're in the process trying to get a couple of trees cleaned up that went down in the storm. Our bridge contractor is now planning on moving in on the 5th instead of today. They got a couple of bridge deck pours this week that didn't get done last week, so they're being bumped back to the 5th, if anyone asks.
Who's the contractor on that then?
Dixon Construction from Correctionville.
Okay. Big bridge construction.
Yes, yeah. They've, like I said, they've got multiple crews. They got 2 bridge deck pours set up for this week. So I mean, they're a large bridge construction company. Beyond that, starting to mow gravels for the 4th of July, trying to get them hit and widen roads.
so when next week, will they work Monday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
So
Or do they get a day?
I've got a couple of different scenarios. The guys would really like to stay on the 410s, whether that results in them getting a 38-hour paycheck or a 40-hour paycheck. They'd like to stay with the 410s that week, just for simplicity of what time they start in the day, what time they work till in the day. I told them I'd run it by you guys, but I didn't have a problem with it. So
They'd like to. Problem with it.
good.
I don't either.
No problem.
Okay.
If they're requested, then that's fine, because yeah, otherwise it gets a little squirrely.
Right. Oh, well, and I've checked with adjacent counties that are running the 410s and they just leave them on 410s for the holiday.
And they lose 2 hours pay for the holiday. And
Right. Yep. Well, depends on the county.
Yeah.
Other counties, they just give it to them as 10-hour day, but yeah, that was proposed to me this morning. I said I'd check with you and get back to them. So
work twice as hard for a couple hours one day.
right.
Okay. Well, it always happens, somebody shares a stop sign or something.
Yeah.
So somebody gets called out on the holiday, 3-day or 4-day weekend anyway, so.
Okay. Anything else for me?
Your rock bill came.
Yeah. I told you it was coming. It was 151,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Snow removal.
We just took it out of cage, we need to advertise.
Yeah. No comment. Yeah, between the rock bill and Sheldon Park, I think there's 300 between those two. So
I know. I've heard nothing but compliments on the road out there. I went out and drove, but drives nice.
Yeah.
Leah's been out on a bicycle.
Has it?
Oh, he loves it.
Stays good.
I hope it stays good too. So
Did we have a lot of branches down?
we had one very large cottonwood tree down by Thor that we got to push off the road, but it's right out to the edge of the road. So we're in the process of getting down there and getting that cleaned up and hauled away. Yeah. Typically we like the property owners to clean up their own trees when they fall out of their yard, but in this instance, the owners not able to. So we're gonna take care of it for them. So that's what we're doing.
All right.
Charging them?
Usually not.
Yeah, just curious.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We'll have a meeting next week.
We will.
Yes, we
Yes.
will. We all work on the debt, it's for sure, to support that we're off.
Are we Are you sticking around for the employee?
Yeah, I'll just.
Okay.
It's in the back.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
All right, accept and place on file the 2023 MMP short form for annual update for Pioneer Finisher Farm, number 69039. Yeah. So I take it these, you said it's annual, so we do this every. Yeah.
You remember doing this before?
No,
I don't either.
we've never done this before.
We decided, I talked to you about this.
Yeah, she asked.
She brought it up a couple weeks, 3
To
weeks
put
ago,
each one on, so we know that.
so it gets noted.
No, making changes prior to making changes in manure management practices.
Typically, they just brought it in, dropped them off, and you file them.
Use manure analysis.
This way, we hope we never miss anything.
So basically the 69039 and the 58126 numbers, they're both the same thing, just different sites.
Different people.
Different names or different people, right?
Yeah, different locations, different names. Yeah.
And
Well, one is, yeah. Gotta do them separately.
Yeah, I'll make most to approve, accept and approve though.
Do we
Filing.
put them together?
No,
For the first one. Pioneer
Second
Finishing
the
Farm.
first one.
The 69039.
Yeah.
I'll second Rick's motion.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept, place on file 58126.
second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, it carries. All right. Okay, the next thing is to authorize chairperson to sign union contracts for sheriff employees and dispatch.
These are the updated ones we received from Mike Galloway last week. And that's on the, what do you call that? Public safety and the sheriffs.
Brenda, mooch. Silence your phone. Your computer.
So this is the contract that we negotiated earlier.
Correct.
This is just signing it and
This
putting
is-
it in
Right.
place.
Has to be signed off on by the litany of people. The supervisors are one of them.
Mhm.
That's what we thought, it's public safety.
Public safety
Dispatchers,
stuff,
yeah, so,
We already negotiated it, so.
yeah, it's a 3-year contract.
Right.
So I make a motion that we authorize the chairperson to sign the union contract for the sheriff employees and dispatchers.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous motion carries. All right. There's chair there, but did everybody else sign? Says chair, Humboldt County. Oh, public safety commission, never mind, for a supervisor. There's 2 board. Dave, since he's vice. This is public safety.
Oh, sorry. There.
Nobody else needs.
I need to sign
I
it.
think
too.
that's it.
No, I do.
Otherwise, the.
Chair.
Sure.
Refresh my memory, what was the term on that?
3 years.
3 years.
And
He does send one.
part-time jailers shall be paid at the 6-month step rate for full-time jailers. Is there another one here? There's deputies. They have a 5-step program. So basically, the first step would be 61% of the sheriff. Step 2 is 64%, step 3 is 66, step 4 is 70, and step 5 is 75%.
Right.
And then civil deputies, entry is 40% of sheriff, 1 year be 44, and then 2 years be 48%. And then full-time jailers, entry is 2271, And then at 6 months, they get $23.80, and then top rate is $24.88. And it says part-time jailers shall be paid at 6 months step rate for full-time jailers.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as it's locked up to 3, then
Yeah, it's 3.
we're good.
I haven't learned how to count yet, so I gotta put that little one down. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then the next thing is approve resolution 2023-18, a resolution appropriating funds for budget FY 23-24.
This is just establishing the budget amounts for each department and each service area for the budget starting July 1st.
Questions from anybody?
I don't see anything. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-18, appropriating money for the fiscal year 23-24.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. It's unanimous, carries. Okay.
I'd do 19.5 million. Getting up there.
Yep. Okay. The next thing is approved resolution 2023-19, a resolution setting wages for budget FY 23-24.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-19 for the wages for 23-24.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous motion carries. All right. All right.
Looking at them wages. We did hire Wilson as the VA person to replace Dean down there. He's gonna help out at the courthouse and down there until we get somebody hired for part-time janitor, custodian. We hired him at $22 an hour. And after 3 months, since he's already worked for the county for 6 months, after 3 months, and he's doing good down there, we'll boost him up to where Dean was. And he's got a year to get his certificates.
But that's all handled through the state VA. They take care of that.
Through the county.
No, I know, but they do all the schooling, the training, or
Right.
whatever. All that
Right.
stuff is mandated by them.
Yep, he has to go twice a year to schools in the state and possibly out of state. I think we sent Dean out in, was it Ohio one time and Oregon another time or something, so.
Wherever the schooling,
Right, wherever the schooling is.
called for, that's where he would go attend.
It's usually a week-long school, so.
Is his office, where is his office?
Right now, it's gonna be down there. When we get things situated around, we're gonna take the 3rd floor office upstairs. There's an office up and back in.
So where Udmo was,
No, it's the next one over. Edmo was here in the corner, and this is down here. From the elevator, you go down to this door and it'd be in there.
Okay.
Be a waiting room and a meeting room and everything. Will rely on some of the county to help get the furniture and everything moved.
Yes.
So we'll let you know on that when we can get that up there situated. And one of the main complaints was it wouldn't be accessed by handicap. But I think, have we got the elevator fixed yet? You know?
was fixed. They had another issue with it again. And I think he was right. So it should be fixed.
We need that running. When it's gotta go to the third floor, it's only been going to the second. So we need that fixed before we can move that office. And that'll save the county, what is it, 5,500 or $550 a month, something of the kind that we're paying down there, so.
If that makes sense to have it up here.
Yes. And put it up there on the third floor, and nobody knows who comes in or who goes, and so. Be a lot better, a little bit more privacy.
Sounds good. All right, anything else? Okay, committee reports.
Down to that already.
Yep. Get your little book out.
Oh. Wednesday, I went driving around looking for piles of chicken crap.
Oh,
And how
They-
was that?
Didn't find any. Didn't find any in the county on the east side.
I wonder why they said there was.
It's in Wright County.
Right,
across-
yeah.
But there's none that I can find. The pile we had last year is gone. And they haven't been in there because they planted corn right over the top of the driveway, and the corn's up yay high. And
Okay. Well, good.
so they haven't drove in and out of there. So I drove up and down looking for piles and didn't find anything.
Probably need to get a hold of one of the Wright County supervisors, because I'm pretty sure they said there was one in Humboldt.
Or find
How
out.
do you want that listed
I
in the
haven't seen
minutes?
one.
Okay.
Looking for chicken crap. Piles of chicken crap.
Okay, I just checking.
Then in the afternoon, I had a Humboldt County housing meeting. We talked about that a little bit. We lost the contractors for out there. The boys from the high school are no longer. That's the program is dissolved, so.
Building trades is dissolved.
building
Yeah.
trades,
Gotta do something different.
Oh, okay.
It was getting too costly.
Yeah,
So
that's too bad. That was a really good program.
we've got a house that's 99% finished, but we still need a little work on it yet, but other than that, Board of Health on Friday, the 23rd. Almost forgot that one.
Anything else, Dave?
No,
On Friday, the 23rd, that morning, I had a second judicial district meeting. I attended that via Zoom. Friday, no, my only other official meeting last week.
I have to go back a week, the 6/12 was Tuesday, I had public safety in the morning. Then in the evening, I had a bike meeting. That's at 6. And on the 13th, I had IDDA here in Humboldt.
On which day?
Wednesday, the 13th, 6/13. And then a dog shelter meeting in the evening at 6:30. And then on Friday, the 15th, I went out south of Thor and looked at what's going on out right away out there. So I don't know if you made any progress on that or.
I spoke with Jens last week. Nick Johnson is the property owner there, bought it off of Monmouth.
Okay.
He is looking through the abstracts to find out if there's any kind of
Agreements made.
agreements or covenants in there, because he's pretty sure the farm to the south of him and the farm to the east of him are both using that tile.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find out if there's some sort of language as far as an agreement
Somewhere.
maintained between all three of them.
I mean, basically, there's a tile that's running down the road ditch that's in really bad shape. A big tile, 18-inch. You would assume it would be a county, but it doesn't show up as a county name.
Oh, was that the one you were talking about?
the other week.
Yeah, okay.
And it's what we can figure, there's at least 300 foot that needs to be replaced, which is roughly $5 grand worth of.
Yeah, and it's old clay and.
And we'll replace 300 feet, and next year you can
Play another 300 feet.
right next to it.
Yeah.
So
It's something that isn't worth fixing.
Right.
So that was, on that, so.
Yeah, I've heard back from Gary since.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep, done.
On Wednesday, I had Udmo Finance meeting, phone. And Thursday I had, Tuesday was the Udmo meeting by the phone, and Wednesday was the ministerial meeting on the phone.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Monday, the 19th in the afternoon, I had several phone calls with IWD. We got everything worked out. I had to sign papers for the different resolutions of things that they had come across that basically we all felt they were bogus, but we had to bring in justification for what we did. And so it got approved. We got the email from the Department of Labor, we're good. So, or IWD, and they'll send that to DOL. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. We're done. June 30th, that's it. And then, and those were all on phone calls. And then I had kitty cat daycare on the 20th, and I was on the phone for that. And that was it.
I had one other thing at the Board of Health meeting. Nate, the sanitarian for Pocahontas and Humboldt County, has resigned. He is going to work as a park ranger over in Wright County, at the lakes.
I think I won't make that on record.
But that's his goal was to be a park ranger when he first started out, and he took this job. So they are looking, the Pocahontas has had an ad in the paper for a sanitarian. So we don't have to do anything about it, but he said that Clay County would come down and cover both counties if need be.
Okay.
So
until we find somebody.
until they find somebody. Like I said, we just share with them, and we don't have any say on the hiring on if they gotta hire them.
Right.
So just for everybody's information.
And
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Thursday is flags, right?
Thursday is flags up at the courthouse here. 5
I
o'clock.
won't be here. I have CFR meeting Thursday night in Webster City, so
Get you a bunch of boys.
I
up here.
will get a message to
Boys, girls, we'll take them all.
whoever wants to come, but I'll get a hold of Coach.
They'd appreciate it.
Great.
But then they will come down on the 5th.
Anything else for us, Trish?
No, that more.
That's it. Motion to adjourn.
I just have I'm just thinking about this. So, as far as weed control in the county, we have gone with mixed up our program a little bit, but the south half has been completely treated. Started with all the hard surface roads, finished with the secondary roads in the south half of the county. That is just recently completed. I just submitted the last year bill. And so basically, if there is anything, and you would think it would typically be more north half, that isn't on the program because this was south half here. But if there is any weed outbreaks, people are usually pretty good about letting me know. So just, we do have the agreement with Russian weed is kind of an as needed. That's always the standing thing, and people have always been pretty good. If they see something, I hear about it. So just a reminder.
Good.
Let me know, because we still have options for weed control balance of this summer.
The other thing we've had 2 weeks where we've had rain, so farmers that are out spraying, some holes might start developing because it's been a while since rain has went through tile. So if we come across any, give Terry a call and we can get him on the schedule to get something repaired, so hopefully our rain continues, because it's been nice to have a little 2-inch downpour once in a while, so.
Good. All right, anything else for the greater good?
Now I'll make.
Okay,
I'll second Dave.
all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned.
9:13.
Yep.